the importance of clean blood, the immune system, vaccines, and lifestyle. So, clean blood is the only vaccine that you need. Nature is really the only vaccine that you need, in my opinion. I've been walking around this whole time, not a care in the world about getting sick. The only time I really get a reminder that we're under a lockdown or that there is some kind of virus going around is when I go into stores and I see everyone with their masks on. People driving around in their cars with their masks on. People playing their instruments and eating with their mask around their faces. So this little thing I put together for you has a couple of typos in it, but bear with me and let's begin. So what is blood and what does it do? Blood brings oxygen and nutrients to all areas of the human body so that it can operate properly and efficiently. Blood carries carbon dioxide and other waste materials to the lungs, kidneys, and digestive system, thus to be removed from the body. Blood also fights infections and carries hormones around the body. Blood is more so known for iron and oxygen, but is highly underrated in the area of immune system. So get ready and take notes. So the different types of immune blood cells. So blood contains many types of cells. So you have most of the immune fighting cells are white blood cells. So one of them is called monocytes. And monocyte is a type of immune cell that is made in the bone marrow, which is within the bones, and travels through the blood to tissues in the body where it becomes a macrophage. Now, macrophages are specialized cells involved in the detection of phagocytosis. So whenever you see something that has osis, like SYS, that's the breakdown. So the ingestion of bacteria or other material by phagocytes and protozoans. In addition, they can also present antigens, and antigens are just any substance that the immune system can recognize and that can thus stimulate an immune response. Different types of immune blood cells continued. If antigens are perceived as dangerous, for example, if they can cause disease, they can stimulate an immune response in the body to T cells and initiate inflammation by releasing molecules known as cytokines. And cytokines activate other cells or dendritic cells. Now, a dendritic cell is a type of phagocytes and a type of antigen-presenting cell. Now, lymphocytes, when you're dealing with the lymph nodes are all over the body, and this consists of a whole bunch of white fluid, right? You have them on the left and right hand side of your throat, on the left and right hand side of your groin area, in your chest area, behind your ears, and under your armpits. So lymphocytes. A lymphocyte is a type of white blood cell in the immune system of jawed vertebrates. Lymphocytes include natural killer cells, and a natural killer cell is a type of immune cell that has granules, which are just small particles, with enzymes that can kill tumor cells or cells infected with a virus. A natural killer cell is a type of white blood cell, basically. T cells. Now, T cells are part of the immune system, and they develop from stem cells in the actual bone marrow. That's why a lot of research, when you watch movies, they're always trying to extract the bone marrow, because bone marrow you can get stem cells, and from stem cells you can create all types of other cells. They help protect the body from infection and may help fight cancer. And the lymphocytes also consist of B cells. B cells are part of the immune system and develop from stem cells in the bone marrow. So the bone marrow is very important. Without the bone marrow, you couldn't produce any blood, and rise of immune blood cells continued. They are the main type of cells found in lymph, a colorless fluid containing white blood cells which bathes the tissues and drains through the lymphatic systems into the bloodstream, which prompted the name lymphocyte. It also consists of neutrophils. Now, neutrophils are a type of white blood cell, and they make up the biggest number of all kinds of white blood cells. They kill and digest bacteria. Neutrophils are the most abundant type of granulocytes and make up 40 to 70% of all white blood cells in humans. Consist of eosinophils. Eosinophils are specialized white blood cells that curb infection and boost inflammation. And basophils. Basophils are a type of white blood cell. Basophils are the least common type of granulocyte, representing about half to 1% of circulating white blood cells. And of course, macrophages, red blood cells, which are also known as erythrocytes, platelets, and basically platelets are just the clotting agents. Clotting just basically, when you bleed, to stop you from bleeding, that's where the platelets come in at. Blood circulates through the body and in the arteries and veins. So basically, blood is not just iron, which we all know it for. Blood deals with a lot of the immune system, which is what the majority of the globe is lacking in. It's iron, blood flow, circulation, and of course, immunity. Additional immune system terminology. So when I was making this, I got everything all mixed up. But I wanted to give you this information just so you kind of get your brain percolating. So cytokines are a broad and loose category of small proteins important in cell signaling. Cytokines are peptides and cannot cross the lipid bilayer of cells to enter the cytoplasm. Cytokines have been shown to be involved in autocrine, paracrine, endocrine signaling as immunomodulating agents. In the autocrine signaling process, molecules act on the same cells that produce them. In paracrine signaling, they act on nearby cells. Autocrine signals include extracellular matrix molecules and various factors that stimulate cell growth. In endocrine signaling, hormones are produced by the endocrine gland and sent through the bloodstream to distant cells. Hormones can be small, lipophilic, or basically fat-loving, seeing as most membranes consist of a lipid / fat bilayer. Molecules that diffuse through the cell membrane to reach cytosolic. And basically, the cytosol, also known as the cytoplasmic matrix or ground plasma, is just the liquids that are found within the actual cell, or nuclear receptors. In the field of molecular biology, nuclear receptors are a class of proteins found within cells that are responsible for sensing steroid and thyroid hormones and certain other molecules. For example, progesterone, testosterone, and a thyroid hormone. So how does the Rona affect the blood? I did my research, so I'm not just pulling this out of my ass, and I have a couple of references on here that I'll later on put in the description box so that y'all can check it out. Some people with the Rona develop abnormal blood clots, including the smallest blood vessels. The clots may also form in multiple places in the body, including in the lungs. This unusual clotting may cause different complications, including organ damage, heart attack, and or stroke. Because basically, all the clot is just like a big ass ball of white blood cells. And if it gets big enough, it can cause a blockage. So it could be a blockage in the lungs, it can be the blockage in the brain, it could be in your leg, it could be the reason why your circulation is bad, why your kidneys are acting up, it can be the reason why your liver is acting up, it can be anything. Blood clots that form in the veins in your legs, arms, and groin can break loose and move to other parts of your body, including your lungs. Now, blood clots form when certain parts of your blood thickens. you see here in the U.S. and maybe across the world, we eat a lot. We eat a lot of sugars, and that thickens the blood. Sugar makes things thick, sticky, attracts parasites and things of that nature. And then of course we drink a lot. We drink and we eat a lot of mucus-forming foods. But blood clots form when certain parts of your blood thicken, forming a semi-solid mass. This process may be triggered by an injury, or it can sometimes occur inside blood vessels that don't have an obvious injury. But the main reason for many of our thick blood is purely diet, lifestyle, and internal cleanliness. See, food isn't bad, and you don't have to be a vegan. The problem occurs when your food does not digest properly. Also, when we overconsume too much food and back up our organs, in particular the liver and the kidneys, which, deal with getting all the waste out of our bodies. If these organs are not removing waste properly, the waste will stay in the body and thus toxify the blood. You have negative autoimmune deficiency, cardiovascular, and even hormonal symptoms. Potentially allergic reactions of vaccines. So I did my research on this. I was trying to pull up this document, but I couldn't get it up. But potentially anaphylactic, anytime you see anaphylactic, that means just an allergic reaction that could actually be detrimental to your health to the point that in which you could actually die. There's you have Pfizer and then you have Moderna. Now they each one of them has one of these, the polysorbate and the PEG in them. I can't remember which one, but I'll place these links in the description box so you can check them out. But conclusion of the study for the first one is that basically, this particular chemical has the potential to cause a life-threatening allergic reaction for both of these. In conclusion, everything is dealing with blood. You wouldn't exist without your blood, not even your DNA. Some of the main ingredients within the vaccines are sugars and salts to help them stabilize the mRNA within the actual vaccine. But many people don't realize that one of the most deadly drugs in the world is sugar. Sugar is very addictive and erodes and slowly degrades one's internal environment over time. It is slow and slick and smooth. You won't even see it coming. By the time you realize something is wrong, it's too late, and you will never figure out the culprit is actually sugar, because it's not illegal, it's not bad. Men, women, children can take it, they can consume it, it's in everything, and you would never even think. But this white sugar, even some of the brown sugar, man, it's one of the most deadliest things out there, man. And all it does is just thickens the blood, makes the blood and when you thicken the blood, it just causes bad circulation. That's why many of us have diabetes and things of that nature. So yeah, man, I hope y'all found this information beneficial. Peace, love, and God bless.